Did that really just happen? Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 awkward moments on The One Show. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the weirdest and cringiest moments from the BBC's topical magazine show. From celebrity walkouts to toe-curling interviews, this programme has seen it all. Number 10. Richard Branson's dance moves. When businessman Sir Richard Branson appeared on the show in 2017, he found himself sitting next to comedian and Strictly Come Dancing contestant Susan Calman. After Branson is asked about his dance moves, viewers are treated to the surreal sight of the tycoon atop the coffee table.
Oh, he's on! He's on! Yeah!
Earlier, Branson had admitted he didn't have the skills to go on Strictly himself, and here we see why. Okay, Richard, you can stop now. Number 9. Morrissey's job history. A divisive figure, Morrissey has never shied away from sharing his opinions in public. Whilst promoting his new album, Year of Refusal, in 2009, the former Smiths frontman was asked for his views on unemployment, and he gives an answer his hosts are clearly not expecting.
I was quite happy to be unemployed because I didn't want to work. I didn't want to have a job.
Instead of quitting while he's behind, presenter Adrian Chiles tries to get some sympathy from the singer.
We'd all have to sympathise with the white-collar worker who's only ever really enjoyed success, who's had no experience of going through this.
Therefore, why sympathise with them?
But it's classic Morrissey, all delivered with a smile that suggests he knows just how contentious his words are.
Or why not just paint or do something creative?
Yeah, exactly, absolutely.
Number 8. Jeremy Corbyn's hobbies.
Who's easier to keep control of, 10-year-olds or the Parliamentary Labour Party?
10-year-olds.
In the middle of the 2017 general election campaign, Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn appeared on The One Show to provide a glimpse at the man behind the politics. During a trawl through his family's photo albums, Corbyn's asked how he came to leave school with just 2 E's at A-level, and his explanation is less than convincing.
Well, my mum was an ever-generous lady, and I said, well, these are pretty poor, these results, and she sort of looked at me and said, they probably couldn't read your writing.
Against a backdrop of awkward laughter from the studio, Corbyn talks about his interests in jam and allotments, but his most bizarre hobby is yet to come.
We also know that you have a strong passion for decorative manhole and drain covers. Takes all sorts.
Number 7. Gary Barlow's Walkout. In 2017, pop group Take That appeared on The One Show to plug their latest record, Wonderland.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Everybody's gotta sing the storm away.
But Barlow survives just a couple of minutes on screen before this happens.
Do you know, can I leave you guys? I don't feel very well. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The presenters tried to keep the interview on the rails, but Mark and Howard clearly don't know what to do next. Afterwards, parts of the media suggested there had been more to the walkout than met the eye, despite Barlow explaining he'd simply been feeling faint because of a hot dressing room.
Do you mind if I just... I'm not feeling very well. See you, everybody.
Number 6. Brian Cox's Aliens. Professor Brian Cox is renowned for his record-breaking arena tours that bring science to the masses. But in early 2018, his One Show host wanted to know just how accessible his lectures really are. So, a red-faced Cox is whisked off to the nearest pub to lecture an unexpected audience about aliens.
What you can say, what we know, is that life began on Earth around 4 billion years ago, which is pretty much as soon as it could after the oceans formed and the Earth cooled down after its formation.
It's difficult to know who's more bemused by the experience, Cox or his listeners.
The answer might well be yes, we're sending space probes out there now.
And whilst the crowd listens politely, we can't help noticing that the only cheer they give him is when his talking time runs out.
They're extremely rare. That's 1 per galaxy, so we should look after our planet.
Number 5. Theresa and Philip May. In 2017, Theresa May took to the One Show sofa with her husband Philip in an effort to show a more human face to the electorate.
And I think I'm there to give Theresa as much support as I possibly can, just the way she's always given me
I was going to say, it's because it's
a two-way street.
It is a
That's
two-way
right.
street.
Unfortunately, it kind of backfired. Among other tedious insights, we learn about shoes, walking holidays, and who takes the bins out in the May household.
I get to decide when I take the bins out, not if I take the bins out.
If you're still awake at the end of the interview, there's even time for a bout of face-pulling about the upcoming Eurovision Song Contest. Still, at least the panel on Have I Got News For You could find the funny side.
Yeah, and it was him.
That's right.
Philip
But I've
takes the
never
pins
seen
out.
it, because they've always got that kind of shot of number 10.
That's right.
You've
yes.
never seen him just...
Number 4. Cliff Richard's lawsuit. In 2016, Sir Cliff Richard sued the BBC for their coverage of a police raid on his house.
I'll never get over it. I will never, ever forget those 2 years.
In court, the singer claimed that the BBC's report had left him feeling forever tainted, so the One Show's presenters appeared a tad surprised when he came on the programme to plug his album, Just Fabulous Rock and Roll. Perhaps understandably, they asked him about the mixed messages he was sending.
This is all a little bit awkward, right? Because we've never had a guest on a sofa that's suing the BBC.
The singer seemed unhappy with presenter Alex Jones's observation, but social media certainly wasn't, with many accusing Cliff of hypocrisy for using the BBC as a promotional platform.
My relationship with the BBC is fine.
Number 3. David Cameron's sleep. Having locked horns with the likes of Jeremy Paxman, former Prime Minister David Cameron probably expected an easy ride when he came on the One Show in 2011. That was certainly the case at the start, with his interview covering topics such as the Downing Street mouse problem.
I saw this mouse just go across the floor and actually caught it on my mobile phone.
But then presenter Matt Baker hits Cameron with a surprise final question that even TV detective Columbo would be proud of.
Just very quickly, how on earth do you sleep at night?
An innocent inquiry or a dig at the PM. It's clear from Alex Jones's gasp which she thinks it is.
Because at the end of the day, if you're exhausted, you'll make rotten decisions.
Number 2. May and Hammond return to the BBC. Former Top Gear hosts James May and Richard Hammond appeared on the One Show in 2016 to promote their upcoming Amazon series, The Grand Tour. And Angelica Bell sets the tone for the awkwardness that follows with this hostile introduction.
Well, you're here because of your new show, The Grand Tour, and it's all top secret because your employers want to sell their subscriptions. But we do have an exclusive sequence to show you all.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from there, with Bell asking May if he regrets leaving the BBC, and Alex Jones seemingly refusing to say Jeremy Clarkson's name.
Are you going to stick with the other guy? You stick in? You stick in?
He who shall not be named.
I don't think we have the option to fire him.
Right, okay.
If we didn't know better, we might almost think the BBC was bitter about the duo's departure.
So far they've said we've got loads of cars, we're old, we've got money burning a hole in our pocket.
Welcome back.
Number 1. The Bruce Willis interview. Bruce Willis is obviously famous for a lot of things, but this notorious interview earned him unique headlines in the UK. Back in 2013, while promoting the film A Good Day to Die Hard, he's asked for his views on the movie.
Have the girls seen the film?
But he isn't exactly brimming with excitement. As Bruce continues to look disinterested, the host moved the conversation onto some of his early roles. I mean, surely the actor will be more enthusiastic about those, right? Nope.
A lot of people will remember you from Moonlighting back in '85. It kind of launched you, didn't it? Let's just remind ourselves for all those that may have forgotten.
Afterwards, Willis actually apologised for the interview, blaming his performance on jet lag.
Makes about as much sense. A good... or maybe there is a good day to die hard.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.